Hello everyone, welcome to my civil engineering YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post my new videos. So today we are discussing how to analyze a three-hinged parabolic arch and how to determine its maximum bending moment at the loaded points. So basically we have been given a parabolic arch three-hinged, which is of three-hinged. A and B are the two supports, and then the distance between A to B, the distance between A to B is being given to be as equal to 20 meters. So this is 20 meters, and then the height of the crown is given to be as 4 meters. The height of the crown is given to be as 4 meters. So now we are supposed to find out what is the maximum bending moment due to the loads of 150 kilonewton, which is inclined at the angle of 45 degree with reference to horizontal, and 200 kilonewton with reference to the inclination of 30 degree with reference to horizontal. So which is at the distance of 5 meter from the left hand side, that is 150 kilonewton, and 6 meter from the right hand side with that is 200 kilonewton. So basically before solving the numerical, so we need to determine what are the vertical distances. So here they have not given the vertical distance, so I just call this point as point D and this point as point E. So here we are supposed to determine what is the distance here, the vertical distance. So with reference to the loaded points, so I just call this distance as YD with reference to the line of action of the supports, and this as YE with reference to the line of action of the supports. So since it has been mentioned that it is a three-hinged parabolic arch, so if it is a parabolic arch, so we have the general expression as y is equal to 4hx into L minus x divided by L square. So this is a general expression which we have to determine the rise of an arch or any of the vertical distance with reference to the line of action of the supports. So therefore this is a general expression. So if we want to calculate y in particular, that is yd and ye. So for yd I know x is equal to the 5 meters distance from left hand side support to that of the loaded point. So it is 5 meters, and then h we know it is the distance of the rise, so it is equal to 4 meters, and L is the overall span, so it is the distance between the two supports, which is given to be as 20 meters. So therefore if I just substitute that, it will be equal to 4 into h is 4, and then x is equal to 5 into L minus 5, that is 20 minus 5 divided by 20 square. So which goes on to be equal to, if I just simplify, yd is equal to 3 meters. So yd is equal to 3 meters. So this is how we are supposed to compute the distance, vertical distance of the loaded point. So this is the value of yd. So similarly, if I just calculate ye, again it is equal to 4hx. Here x will be equal to distance of the horizontal distance between the line between the loaded point and the support. So it is equal to 6 meter. So it is given as 6 meter. H and L remains same as it is. So therefore 4 into h is 4, x will be 6 into 20 minus 6 divided by 20 square. So therefore ye is equal to 3.36 meters. After simplification, I get the value of ye as 3.36 meters. So after computing the values of yd and ye, I just mentioned over here. So yd is equal to 3 meters and ye is equal to 3.36 meters. So after computing these values, the next thing is I need to determine the support reactions. So the next step is determination of support reactions. So step 2 is determination of support reactions. So here I have the support reactions here in the vertical direction and also in the horizontal direction. I just compute the taking the equilibrium condition in the vertical direction. So that is sigma v equal to 0. Summation of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. So for this I just take the sign convention as upward going forces are considered to be positive and downward force are considered to be as negative. So with this sign convention, if I just proceed here, so here VA and VB are in the upward direction. So it is VA plus VB. So VA plus VB is equal to, so here you are supposed to resolve here the components. So this is the component. So this comes on to be 150 sine component of 45. So this is 150 cos component of 45. And similarly, if you just resolve 200, so this is 200 cos component of 30 and this comes on to be 200 sine component of 30. So this is the resolved external loads. So therefore, if I just take that into consideration, so it is equal to 150 sine 45 plus 200 sine 30. 150 sine 45 plus 200 sine 30. I have taken upward forces is equal to downward forces. So therefore, after all this, if I just simplify that, VA plus VB, I'll get it as 206.06 kilonewton. So 206.06 kilonewton. So this I just take it as equation 1. So 206.06 kilonewton. So I just take that as equation 1. So the next equilibrium equation is that the moment equilibrium equation. So in order to compute the support reaction, I need to consider the moment either at A or at B. That is in the support as a reference point. We need to consider the reference point as a support itself, either at A or at B. So I just take A as my reference. So sigma moment A is equal to 0. Sign convention is that clockwise I just take it as positive and anti-clockwise I just take it as negative. So if with this sign convention, if I just proceed here, so it is VB into this distance. So VB into 20. So VB into 20, it is going in anti-clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as negative. So VB into 20. And then I have cos component of 30 with the perpendicular distance of YE. So I have 200 cos component of 30 into YE is 3.36, which is going in anti-clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as negative. So and then one more, we have the sine component of 200. So it is 200 sine component of 30 into the perpendicular distance here is overall distance is 20. So this will be 6. So the remaining distance is 20 minus 6. So it is equal to 14 meters. So 14 meters, which is going in the clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as positive. So coming on to the next force is 150 sine component of 45. So for this 150 sine component of 45, so this is the perpendicular distance. So it is equal to 150 sine 45 into the perpendicular distance is 5, which is going in the clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as positive. So the last one is cos component of 150. So 150 cos component of 45 into the perpendicular distance is YD. So YD is equal to 3, which is going in the clockwise direction. Hence it is considered to be as positive. equate that to 0, you will be getting the value of VB after simplification as 83.32 kilonewton. So 83.32 kilonewton. So if you just substitute this value of VB in the first equation, that is in the vertical equilibrium condition, we'll get the value of VA as equal to 122.73 kilonewton. So 122.73 kilonewton. So this is the value of VA and VB. So by using the equilibrium condition, we have computed the value of VA and VB. So after the determination of VA and VB, so the next important step is we need to compute the horizontal thrust. So for that we have one more equilibrium condition, that is sigma h is equal to 0. Summation of all the horizontal forces is equal to 0. So for that I just take right side force as positive and left side force as negative. So I have the components as HA in the right side direction, and then 150 plus 150 cos component of 45. So 150 cos component of 45, it is acting in the right side direction. So I have to consider to be as positive, minus 200 cos component of 30, and then we have HB. So we have HB, it is equal to minus HB equal to 0. So equal to 0. So here, since you can just observe that the supports are exactly at the same level. So if the supports are exactly at the same level, so I can consider HA is equal to HB. So I just take that in general as equal to H. So therefore, after substituting these values and simplifying this, I'll get the value of H as equal to 80.59 kilonewton. So 80.59 kilonewton. So this is all about computing the values of the support reactions. So after getting these values, the next important step is that we are supposed to determine the bending moment, maximum bending moment, determination of bending moment. So determination of bending moment. So here we are supposed to determine the bending moment exactly at the loaded points. So why we are supposed to determine at the loaded points? Because so in the question they have asked to determine the maximum bending moment. So maximum bending moment will be occurring at the loaded points itself. So therefore we have exactly the two loaded points. So we need to consider the loaded points and we are supposed to determine the bending moment exactly at the points D and E. So firstly, if I just consider the moment about D, MD is equal to, I just start from A, because A is the nearer end. So VA into this distance. So VA into phi, which is acting in the clockwise, consider to be as positive. So next HA into YD. So HA into YD. So YD is equal to 3, and then it is acting in the anti-clockwise direction. So HA into YD. So if I just substitute that, I have the value of VA as 122.73 into phi minus HA value as 80.59 into 3. So if I just simplify that, I'll get the value as 371.88 kilonewton. So 371.88 kilonewton. So this is a positive value. So this is the value of the bending moment at point D. So this is the value of bending moment at point D. So after determining the bending moment at point D, the next step is determination of bending moment at point E. So exactly at point E, you have nearer support is right hand side support. So wherein if I just determine the values, so it is equal to VB into 6. So VB into 6, which is acting in the anti-clockwise direction. So if I just consider the bending moment calculation, so right side, if I right hand side, anti-clockwise is considered to be as positive and clockwise is considered to be as negative, and vice versa as in case of left hand side. So therefore VB into 6, it is acting in the anti-clockwise direction, hence it is considered to be as positive, and And the next one is HB into 3.36, HB into 3.36, it is acting in the clockwise direction, hence it is considered to be as negative. So if I just substitute and simplify this, it is equal to 229.13 kilonewton meter, 229.13 kilonewton meter. So this is all about calculation of the bending moment. So if I just compare these two values, the maximum value is 371.88. so this will be the maximum bending moment. So this will be the maximum bending moment for the respective arch with reference to the given external loading. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.